Now, if you thought this year was going to get any less interesting for hip hop at this point, you would be absolutely wrong because just recently, we just found out that we are about to see another chapter of rap beef go down. All because none other than ASAP Rocky has announced that his long-awaited fourth studio album, Don't Be Dumb, is finally releasing August 30th. And to begin building up the hype to an all-time high for this LP, Rocky has been previewing the album at private events, and while we have learned that there are going to be some standout collaborations on the record, such as a new track with ASAP Rocky and Tyler the Creator, and also a song with Rocky and J. Cole, which considering everything that has went down this year will make such a significant moment, but beyond just these star-studded collabs, it was confirmed by DJ Cast One during his appearance on Ebro in the Morning recently that ASAP Rocky is going to be dissing Drake on this album after Drake had a lot to say about him on Family Matters, and specifically, when talking about what he heard, Cass said, "I heard songs being played. I heard Slick Rick on it. That was amazing. I also heard ASAP Rocky definitely addressing a lot of the main topics that are happening out here right now. Let's just say the list keeps going on strong." So then when Ebro replied asking, "So you saying Rocky is still on Drake's list is what you saying?" Cast replied, "He is going to be cemented on the list after this." And now with this back and forth between somebody who has inside info on this long-awaited album from ASAP Rocky, we have direct confirmation that after Drake threw out a lot of bars ASAP Rocky's way on Family Matters, which directly called him out for not dropping any sort of major body of work since 2018, and for trying to flex to Drake that he used to be with the mother of his son Adonis, meanwhile according to Drake he was with Rihanna, who of course is the mother of his kids. Although some people said that despite Family Matters not solving the Kendrick problem for Drake, it definitely put ASAP Rocky in his place and closed out their feud. Now, it seems like Rocky is going to be following up on the feud that he really ignited to this level after Drake was throwing subliminals for years on Future and Metro Boomin's second album, We Still Don't Trust You's track, Show of Hands, and now in this time in hip-hop, where we are still in this chapter where everyone else is still digesting what went down with Drake, Kendrick, and everybody else involved, and with each day that passes and each new major drop of music, we are finding out more information about just how much this feud has redrawn all of the lines in the rap world. This is going to be a super pivotal moment for multiple reasons because ASAP Rocky is going to be calling out Drake, and where months before, the entire landscape of things was much different because Drake was already in beefs with Kendrick Lamar, The Weeknd, Future, Metro Boomin, and Rick Ross. As these beefs have either ended with scathing diss tracks like with Kendrick Lamar of course, or they have just went cold for now like Future and The Weeknd, or they have just resulted to petty trolling like with Rick Ross. Right now, the only thing Drake has been trying to do is get back on his feet and reclaim his spot as the musical force he once was. And as both rapping and singing have not been working for him yet, as he just has not been able to get his hand back on the pulse of what people really want to hear like he always seemed to have before this beef. With Rocky coming back around and seeming like he will become the next rapper after Kendrick to take their problems with Drake beyond the subliminal and back and forth territory and into a full-on rap beef with a dedicated and calculated diss track. In a lot of ways, when this beef boils over very shortly, it's going to be just as important for Drake's legacy as the beef with Kendrick was, because although Drake vs. Kendrick created a cultural ripple throughout the entire world in a way that really no other musicians could ever replicate, because of the outcome of that beef, which was of course, Kendrick Lamar defeating Drake in staggering fashion, and then Drake spiraling out into an artist that has been not just releasing horrible song after horrible song, but tracks that people as a whole don't even care about like they once used to as well. Right now, Drake is at a point in his career where everything is falling down and he is no longer the musical force he once was in every single sense of the word. So with this ASAP Rocky diss, this has the potential to really knock Drake down to an even lower point than he already is at and just make him look like a rapper who, despite his status for over a decade making him seem like this unbeatable musical force, has now reached the point where he just can't stop taking L's, but also with the possibility of what could go down. It also implies that just as this ASAP Rocky beef could ruin Drake's image forever if all goes wrong for him, it also has the chance to save his image and redirect a lot of the hate he is getting away from him if it goes in his favor, which is why this is going to be such a pivotal moment for both his career and hip-hop as a whole, and why I would be shocked if he did not respond, because in this very moment, where Drake is showing that the failure of this defeat has gotten to his head like nothing else ever has, as he is spiraling out on social media and is releasing music that is showing a version of him that is completely out of touch with everything. And as on some level, Drake has been waiting for an opportunity that can change the entire perception about where he is at right now, which is of course why he's trying to inorganically turn the tides with all of these mediocre releases that nobody wants to hear. With what Rocky is about to throw his way is the actual organic chance for this to happen. which of course does give him a way to redeem his image on some level in hip-hop culture. But if Drake is really gonna pull this off, he is without a doubt going to have to rethink his entire strategy in terms of how he has approached rap beefs recently, because although A$AP Rocky is not as tactical or lyrically profound as Kendrick Lamar or Pusha T, with him having issues with Drake for a while, as Drake has dissed him and his wife Rihanna over and over again, and with all of the time it has taken A$AP Rocky to put out this music, which has been so long awaited, seems like he is at a point in his career where he has never been more prepared to go toe-to-toe with Drake, and considering that he has had months to think of what angles to approach since Family Matters, and everything that went down between Drake and Kendrick boiled over, and even beyond this, Rocky could have more disses that he has been sitting on for a while, but that he did not want to put out during Family Matters and when Drake and Kendrick were going back and forth, because it would not have had the same attention that it would have otherwise. Rocky has all the advantage here, and unless Drake realizes this and actually prepares this time for how to combat his opponent instead of just underestimating the skill of him like he did with Kendrick, he will pay the ultimate price, which will be that if he loses another genre-defining rap beef, especially after Kendrick already damaged his image in a way that he will never be able to recover from, and at a time where people are more sick of his music than they ever have been, Drake will seriously reach a point in his career where his image and reputation will be so beaten up that nobody will ever take him seriously again. And this is why, as A$AP Rocky's new album comes closer and closer to its arrival, things are really gonna heat up, because after this summer in hip-hop where Kendrick Lamar has asserted himself as the king of the genre, and Drake has only made himself open to more criticism as he has stayed outside and acted like an absolute sore loser, in addition to releasing some of his worst music ever as well. This will be a moment where Drake can either save his legacy and step back into the hip-hop world as a rapper who can still defeat some of the biggest names in the genre despite having some major losses, or it's going to cement him as the ultimate loser in the genre who should have not been ever taken remotely serious after losing yet another feud. So for both Drake and A$AP Rocky right now, based on the fact that his album is being hyped up to have a Drake diss already, and it is going to be giving him so much attention, it better be good enough that it'll be able to seriously not just jab at Drake, but show him that he should have never disrespected not just himself, but his family, and for Drake's end of things. With this tip already being out there that Rocky is going to be responding to Family Matters, he better be thinking of every route Rocky could possibly take and how to fight against each one, because if he does not, in the grand scheme of everything, Drake's downfall will officially be cemented as the biggest we have ever seen from a rapper of his size in such a small window of time. So with all that said, let me know, how strong do you think A$AP Rocky's Drake diss is going to end up being, and who do you think will end up winning this beef when it ends up escalating into something even bigger? I can't wait to hear what you have to say, and if you want to hear why New York hip-hop needs A$AP Rocky's new album sooner than ever, all because everyone hates Ice Spice's new album, which is just disrespecting everything New York hip-hop has ever stood for, check out the suggested video.